Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Cultivator Podcast. I'm so excited you guys are hanging out with us today. Man, I'm excited. This is kind of our first interview one, hanging out with kind of an everyday person that's just doing their thing. So this is my buddy, Mitch Rambo.
What is up?
What's up? Man, I've known Mitch. It's been
A long time.
a long time.
Like 15 years?
Yeah,
Longer?
at least.
Yeah.
Or longer.
Since house.
Yeah, dang. Crazy. Yeah. So, man, I'm excited you're here today. You're one of my favorite people in the world. But more than that, I love just who you are, how you just kind of go about your life and all the things that you do. And so I would just love just to kind of just ask the question. I wouldn't hear your story.
Okay.
And then kind of we'll go from there and see what happens.
I'll start with, I'm not going to start from, I was born in. I'll just talk about, since I'm a musician, and that's kind of the reason I'm here. Is that the,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I started playing guitar when I was about 11 or so. And I'll make this short. Started gigging when I was at church, about 30, I don't know if I'd call those gigs, but started playing live when I was about 13, and I got into a punk band.
Nice.
Called Oswald.
Oswald?
Shout out Oswald. With hits like Patrick the Goat and...
Do you still remember that song? Do you still remember Patrick?
Oh
the
yeah,
Goat?
I've got it. Somehow I have it in my files. I don't know how that survived the.
That's amazing.
25
You just need
years.
to pull that out in a show.
Yeah, and so that was my first entry into really playing live, locally. you know.
Yeah.
But I'll get back to this. But we had places to play like Tokyo Joe's. That was the main one when I was that young. When I got a little bit older, I got into a metal band when I was 18, almost like high school, age.
What was the name of that one?
College. Archers.
Archers
With Chase
Yes.
Myers and Patrick Graff and
Okay.
Packing Room.
And you guys toured around a little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit. And that was my first, entry into playing outside of town. And then we actually did some touring up in to Midwesty, I guess, area and
Nice.
festivals and stuff. So it was really cool doing that, but didn't make any money.
Yeah.
I lost money, actually.
You're paying to play kind of thing.
And and that's whenever we had more venues. Like we had Tokyo Joe's, The Way, which was this old rotting church that these people looking back, they were probably my age now. They always seem so much older, but they were like my age. And we got to play with some awesome metal bands. Oh Sleeper, Poison the Well, Dance Gavin Dance, which is wild.
That's crazy.
Some big.
Yeah.
Now they're big. So really fun, and so we had that a really great music community, underground, alt.
Yeah.
Alternative scene, whatever you want to. I guess we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
And then I finally realized that I could get paid to play music. So I did a bunch of cover gigs and some hired gun stuff for country people, and that introduced me to my buddy Trent, and we started No Dry County.
Yes.
They already existed, but it was different, and so we started our
version of
No Dry County, and that's whenever I really got to tour. And
because y'all got pretty big, right?
sure, I guess.
Well,
compared to me now,
but during that time season, y'all Flatland Cavalry would open for you guys,
correct? Yeah,
which is
it's bizarre.
Was there any other guys that are big names now that open for you guys?
I'm sure I can't think of any off the top of my head, but it was during a time where William Clark Green.
Yeah.
He produced one of our albums we didn't even pay him. We were just friends.
Yeah,
we would party with them.
Yeah.
Which I was drinking heavily during this time.
Yes.
Heavily. And so we'd party with them, and all these other guys that are now doing cooler things than I am. So it is pretty wild. And No Dry County was and they don't play much. They play about once or twice a year now.
Okay.
But still great. And after I quit, they kept going and did some, even cooler things.
That's cool. So this is what, early 20s?
Yeah, early 20s,
Okay.
21, 22, 23. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then when I quit, I decided to do the Watery Graves.
Yes. I love that's my fave.
band.
That's my fave so far. Water Gate. Very bluesy.
Blues rock band, and that kind of fizzled out. It was just so hard to keep because it was partially a cover band, partially original.
Yeah.
So it was always flipping musicians and drummers and bassists, and
Yeah.
I just got tired of it. And I started writing what I really loved. which is like that emo stuff from the early 2000s, going back to that. I ended up going back to that. And that's the stuff that I've always gravitated towards anyways.
Yeah.
And so that's whenever I decided to do like heavy water.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing that for the past like 5 years. And,
so what I love it, man. It's so good. And one of the really things I love cool too about heavy water is every album cover has been a piece of art from your dad, right?
Right. Well, all but one. Yeah.
Okay.
And so yes. And so that is super special. Whenever my grandma died, I got all of my dad's paintings.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lindsay. Sister.
But I love it, dude. I love seeing like, and dude, it seems
great.
like that whatever painting that you use matches the album, like the vibe of it almost.
That was the goal.
Okay.
And but most of his paintings, the two of the paintings that I've used from him were, I think whenever he signed it was in 1972.
Really?
He went to school for art. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy.
It was weird.
Yeah, and honestly, like I've met Dirk Rambo. I
don't
never expected him to be like a legit artist.
Amazing artist, yeah.
Yeah.
Super creative, and which is cool. My whole family has been creative or musical or whatever. So it was, I was privileged to grow up in that. But there's a new single. This is interesting, called "Oh My God." I've kind of told you about it a little bit, and the album art is. These wooden hands, like that, that Pop had, my grandpa.
Yeah.
Which Justin knows.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is crazy. So his granddad was a pastor in West Texas and was actually in Jamie, my wife's hometown. Like, and so we have a crazy, cool connection.
Weird connection that we figured out one day.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But yeah, and like that stuff that heavy water, why it's so special to me, I guess, is because, and this is kind of one reason I'm here to talk about, is what I sing about and what I write about. So a lot of it's the struggle with my mental health, which has been a journey for too long. My same journey, but with faith.
Yeah.
And so, I think growing up in the church, we tend to glance over the doubts and the questions.
Yeah.
That are big questions, and we just chalk it up. Whatever.
Yeah.
It says it in the Bible right there.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah, exactly. That's right there.
Which I was never okay with. I was always inquisitive. But so that's kind of the one thing that I want people to like grab onto is, and I was hoping that, because I have bands like that I listen to. The music is good, but what's really good is the message. So that's what I want. I mean, I want to be an artist, a creative, and I want people to
stir like the thoughts and kind of and
ask those questions.
And ask questions. And it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to have doubt. It's all in like being able to put that into an artistic thing, I think is just really cool.
And so that goes back to the praying hands and some of the iconography that I put.
I love it.
And whatever, the paintings and stuff like that. So
I love it.
But that's where I am musically. I'm always trying to do something, record, and that's what I enjoy the most actually is recording, and writing. I love playing live, but the other side of that is more fulfilling
to you.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I love it.
And so going back to more, I guess what I do not make money playing heavy water, playing emo music, flashback emo music.
What?
Yeah. But 37 years old playing emo music for. So what I do for day job is I've been teaching for it's 20 years, dude.
You've been teaching guitar lessons for 20 years?
Like December or whatever. It'll be 20
what?
years.
That's insane.
Started teaching when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And it was always like a way just to supplement my income whenever I was gigging.
Yeah.
And as well as waiting tables, working in other kitchens, helping it.
Everything,
just all
the
that
things,
musician stuff.
that
you have to deal with. But it's always something that I had always had a student or two or three or whatever.
And so now, but this is like your primary like way that you make money now. Is that's amazing.
Yeah. And so it's 20 years, and I usually average like 20 to 30 students now. But
is there space for more students? Anybody's listening?
Yeah. Hey, hit me up.
Yes.
Yeah, always space. But it's a great way to supplement that income and allow me to have some freedom and time to do well, like this.
Yeah.
Like I have this, I mean, it's, what time is it? 3 o'clock?
Yeah,
like most people are working.
Yeah.
And so, I really do love it.
How you and Laurie have been married how long now?
15 years. No, I'm sorry.
Dang.
No, not 10. We've been together for 15 years.
Okay.
10 years.
10
in
years.
September, yeah.
Okay. Yes. I love that. All right.
So, yes, she is part of my life. It's not just music.
And
And actually, she is the biggest supporter, which is like, I mean.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, obviously my parents, but
Yeah.
she's never been like, you know, like, what if you didn't do that? Like, or whatever.
She's like, no, like,
she's like,
this
you
is-
got to do. She understands that, like, if I didn't do music, if I didn't create, if I didn't, fulfill my soul like that, I couldn't.
Well, I think that's
I wouldn't
great.
exist. Like, it just wouldn't happen.
But I think there's such, for people that are creative like you, and I try to be creative sometimes, but there's something about it for you specifically of like, man, there's a sense of spirituality in your spiritual life that comes from being able to create.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think if for you and for others, man, if you take away the ability to create, that will, your relationship with God would suffer tremendously.
Well, and that's, I won't get like into my crappy theology, but
No, it's all right. Can't.
it's something that I think is innate in humanity.
Yes.
I mean, we create all the time, whether you don't think you're creative or not. It's there, and I think that reflects. Like I'm not a. Sorry, folks, I'm not a creationist, but which is funny because we're talking about creating, but there's always a process.
Yeah.
Right. And so whatever that looks like I've got a process where I sit down and I bust out, I don't use a notebook. I bust out my phone so I can write some lyrics, and I have my guitar, and then I explore, and then eventually that leads into this song, right? Hopefully a good song. Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, so I think everybody does that to an extent, right?
And it can look like so many different things. I think
anything.
Right.
I mean,
because I think we were created to create, and that could look so many things. It could be like creating an amazing meal for your family.
Yeah. Or baby.
I mean, like, I like creating babies.
There. I don't know anything about that. So yeah, yes, I do think that creating is, part of us.
Yeah.
So, but, anyways.
No, I think I love it. No, I'm trying to think too. I know for you and just knowing you for years, how your health has become a really big part of your life too. And I think trying to talk this is when we talk about being healthy and whole, right? So our idea of a cultivator is somebody that's healthy and whole in Christ who makes a kingdom difference where they live, work, learn, and play.
Yep.
And I think you have been on a journey in your own life with your health and wholeness. And that could be mental health, physical health, all that. And I think that's been a huge part of just your life. I mean, you mentioned earlier you used to drink, and I know that's really something you don't drink anymore, and you don't, whatever else. And I think that's just a part of your story as well. Yeah. Like, I think that I would love to hear some more about that.
Well, we've had some like addiction in our family. I won't get into all that.
Yeah.
But I was living with somebody who was drinking a lot, but we were all partying hard. Yeah. I mean, I drank 6 nights a week or more. Yeah. And not like a cat. I never casually drank.
Yeah. It was just
I was drunk every single time.
Yeah.
And it was just part of it. I partied with, like I said, with Will. Yeah. Or the band. I mean, that's part of musician life as well. But it became a problem where it was hurting work. Obviously gigs. Yeah. I mean, drinking and that's playing, it can be an issue. Yeah. Relationships. The biggest one it was my health and my mental health. Like I got sick all the time. I mean, your immune system is just not existent. Yeah. Drinking 6-7 nights a week. And then eventually my mental health, and I just kind of woke up one day. I was like, I have to change something because they're just hurting so bad, so much, right? And I mean, it was hard. Yeah. I mean, I didn't like have DTs or anything. You have to go. Yeah. Thankfully, I mean, it wasn't that level, but it was hard, and it took a little while. Yeah. A couple months of figuring out, and just finally stopped.
Yeah, that's amazing. So with that, and then just with kind of even for like if you can't tell, Mitch is pretty jacked. And so like,
Yeah.
but like, I know exercise and working out and all those things became really big in your life too.
Yeah. I think that was just some carryover from like high school. Like I played football, always skateboarded. I mean, rollerblade, all that just fun physical activity. I actually never stopped like skating and stuff. Even when I was hammered all the time, I was still skating and like, being active. And I used to weigh about 230 pounds.
Yes.
And so when I drank, when I quit drinking, I lost some weight. And then I got really into CrossFit, which is, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just something that really served obviously.
When it was really popular, big during that time too.
But like overall, the fitness served like my physical health, but my mental health, I mean, like, a ton. Yeah. Even now, like, and.
So with that, can there be days or a couple of days if you haven't like not worked out or not in a normal routine, does it'll mess? I mean, I know for me, like I'm not as consistent and normal and disciplined as you are, but the days that I do and the weeks that I consistently work out, like I can tell so much in the way that I think. What I do, like
there's a piece of it that's like, feel gross, like all that. There's also just like a mental piece that we've talked about some of my struggles. Like I have to work out. Yeah. Not because I want to be fit, but just because it's I have to.
You have to. It's
it's like a little bit different.
Yeah. Here's a little bit different. Yeah.
But so I mean, and I still do, and it's been a part of my routine for since I was just 23, 22, whatever.
Yeah. Do you think sometimes kind of just our physical life and your journey, everything else, how that can connect to our spiritual life as well?
Yeah, like there's this thing especially when I like run. Yeah, I feel this like you're out in nature. There's these. As I've gotten older, I've stopped. I'll go for walks or runs, and I'll have my headphones in, and then I'll notice when I'm done, I'm like, I didn't even turn anything on. It's just silence. And so which is weird. I'm always like phone, guitar, running, whatever, running around. And so I do think that there's something spiritual about like seeing what's around you and like being outside and things like that. But even lifting, I mean, being a part of your, like realizing what your body can do and why you have this bodily, form. And so I think so. I mean, I think there's this.
I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really good. Okay. So we've talked about music, fitness, health, everything else. And I think what's been really cool. So our whole thing, our whole thing is like, man, what is it that kind of stirred inside of you that you feel like you would want to offer? And what I love is, I don't know, several months ago, Mitch had been kind of thinking around this idea and this thing of a venue space. So we have a really cool building, we have a cool space, cool music, whatever else. Yeah. And so we threw on this idea of just creating a space for live music, right? Because there's tons of bars, there's tons of whatever else, but there's not very many spaces here in town that's just dedicated to like the artist. Yeah. And even if like the ability to have a full band even. And we have a space that has that ability. And so, man, Mitch started this thing called Stained Glass Society. And it really is kind of, we're still figuring it out. So, yeah. But I loved it because we've been able to have like some hardcore metal shows.
Dude. So I'm talking about, what's the one that one band plays all the time?
Rage Against the Machine. And it's like, what's the name? What's that song?
It's killing in the name of can it? But if you know the end of the song,
F you, I won't do what you tell me.
And they scream that. Yes. They think it's so cool in the church.
I know, it's hilarious.
Whatever.
But it's been cool to create space for that.
Yeah.
And so I want to kind of tell me about that. Like, where did this king come from? Where did this idea of this?
Well, I'm gonna go back to the lessons part for a second.
Yeah.
And so with lessons, most of my clientele's kids or teenagers, a lot of teenagers. And so this is thanks to you and the stuff that we've talked about on Sundays or even in your backyard, like this, like paying attention and being intentional about living, right? We've talked about that. And then live, work, learn, play, right? And so I started looking at where I work and this chance I have to be a positive person and, well, not just kids, but like all my students.
Yeah.
And so I started thinking about that. And I was like, man, like, I don't know if these kids have a good home life. I don't know if this adult is suffering from something.
Yeah.
And so what I guess that hit me. And then I started thinking about like some of these like students, asking them like, hey, do you ever go to concerts? Do you start a band with your friends? None of them do anymore.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, like that sucks.
Yeah.
Just because I had that. But
yeah.
And so I started thinking about that and I was like, man, the venue would be cool. But also whenever I was in Oswald and the Archers, we had venues, like I said. And the people that ran the venues were in their 30s, 40s. Yeah. And it was always like this safe place. My parents always dropped me off at the crappy 48th Boston ghetto little venue.
Yeah.
And felt good about it because David Harrison was there.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Harrisons were there and to watch over us and make sure that there wasn't anybody acting a fool. Yeah. So I thought about that and I was like, man, that'd be awesome. Yeah. I mean, because you've kind of not pushed, but mentioned like getting people to be active in the community, which is that's now that I've gotten older. I think that is our calling. I mean, it's go and make disciples, but we've talked about what that means, disciples, and it's not what everybody thinks it is. Exactly. And so it's just like this love on people and be there and chat and I mean, whatever that looks like. And
you're cultivating a relationship with somebody that you're earning trust. You're earning a place that whenever that conversation, there could times that spiritual conversations come up and talk, and it's not a pressured or forced thing, but you've put the work in intentionally on that relationship with somebody.
And so I think that's kind of felt, I guess, you know, the old word convicted, right?
Yeah.
Convicted for that, do this. But, and it just stems back from my youth and having these places to play. And that's just what I kind of wanted to do. And selfishly also, like, we can play there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's just a lack of venues here unless you're a Texas country band or a cover band. So, but yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. We had a show last Friday and it was, I mean, I think Clayton said Blue House Productions, he threw the show and we hosted it.
Yeah.
210 people. Are
you serious?
I think so.
That's amazing.
Which is crazy. That's the biggest one we've had.
That is the biggest one we've had.
So
that's incredible.
And it was busy. I mean,
I love it.
The sanctuary is huge. So it's
it doesn't seem like that, and so we'll work on like filling smaller space.
We probably should have got the thingies up, and I didn't even think about that.
No, you're good. But I love that, and I think what I love is that this has just come out of something that you're passionate about. Like this has been our whole thing is like getting people something that they're passionate about. It doesn't have to be some random thing that you're just like, dude, I don't know. But it's like, man, you're passionate about music, and you're passionate about younger people coming up and having a space to play, and so it became like this and we're like, dude, we have a big freaking building that doesn't get used on the weekends that much.
I mean, and that was another thing. Like whenever I grew up, we had, like I said, we had those, but it was just like this tiny PA, crappy. But we've got a full, I mean, a PA. Like we can record you while you're playing live. We've got lights. We've got
cool screens.
Screens, a green room. Like, I mean,
a green room that's also a prayer room, and so they're in there like doing whatever they're doing.
Dude that came in. Talk about that. I mean, I love it because it's fun.
Yeah,
and it doesn't feel like. I mean, I've done some community stuff. Sometimes it just sucks.
Yeah.
Like you're walking around, handing out water.
Yeah,
people are rude. Like it's not, it's not. So it is. It's a lot of fun, and it's not just kids. It's adults. Like adults that come and play, and they have a space to come and do their thing, and I mean, it's just it's fun. It's fun, and I can.
So if we're going to dream a little bit about Stained Glass Society, like what in the next year, like we've started it and we've been we're figuring it out, but like you say the next year, what would you love to see happen? What would you love to see Stained Glass do?
I would like to see some touring bands come through.
Yeah.
Like get some guarantees. If you want to donate to Stained Glass Society, we would.
Yes. Be a good place to donate money towards.
But like have touring bands come through, but have all sorts of stuff. Like I would love to have some country bands. I'd love to have No Dry County out. Yeah. I'd love to have some more metal, some more punk. I mean, I don't want it to change as far as the vision.
Yeah.
I just want it to be a little bigger.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love it.
I think it's a cool goal, and I still want it to be a refuge for these all kids that might not have a You know, like I didn't. So.
We need. I think you started to think. This is how I think. Do we need to have like a night where it's like we try to find all the high school bands in town?
That'd be fun.
Like, all right, let's just find all the high school bands in town.
We had 3 of them Friday. They were like all in high school. We need except for Ghost Lux.
Really?
It was cool. I mean, that's cool. I mean, they were in high school, like early college.
Yeah.
But
like, I think we get that, and then like when school's in session and like hanging out, and like that would be just the cool thing of like however often we're.
Do you want to know who brings out people?
Who?
High school bands.
Well, because you think about it, like they're like
37-year-old men do not bring people out.
No, high school bands, because it's probably some of their like first time we have a gig, we're getting to play, we're doing this thing. I love it. You got parents coming, aunts, uncles, grandparents, yeah. I mean, like everybody's just coming to watch their kid play a show.
Yeah, it's fun, and I mean, I love the sing lesson. I mean, I think that's something I would like to do more of, and the teaching is so rewarding as well. But I mean, I say all this like it will always be my music that takes like the front and center of my consciousness.
Yeah, for sure.
But this stuff is very rewarding. So
I love it. Great. So with that, I keep on pushing. I'm going to say this in public with everybody. If I was Mitch's PR guy or whatever else, we would have his stage name would be Rambo.
Oh my God!
And it would be like a Stevie Ray Vaughan. He's out in the desert, like all his muscles and all of his tattoos showing with the electric guitar, and he's just gonna like freaking kill it. That's my dream.
I don't know.
It's not gonna happen.
It's just maybe it's just a photo shoot. How about that?
That's all I need.
You hang on your wall.
That would be a little weird. Jamie would be like, "Why do you have a picture of Mitch without a shirt on?" I'm like, "It was a dream. I wanted to see it." No, but, man. What I love about you is that, like, in all of this, in teaching lessons, in your marriage, and just your friendships, you're really intentional. And I mean, what we were talking about earlier, like you have conversations, intentional conversations with some of your friends, and it goes beyond the depth, right? And that's what I appreciate is that like we can have just surface BS level conversation. It's fine, but like I love every time we hang out on the back porch, there's an in-depth conversation that we get to have.
Yeah,
and I really appreciate that, and I appreciate like how much, man, like you've been able to see like, oh, I have an opportunity to just invest and pour into my students, into all the things. What's really cool, and I've only gotten to come one of them in the last few years, is you do what's it called when you bring all your students together?
The showcase.
The showcases.
Yeah.
And so when I got to come to that one, I know you do them every semester, I think.
Yeah. Basically.
But it was really cool. Just to see him bring all of his students in and let them do a showcase. And I think in that, I see like how much you pour into them. And it's just really cool to see that.
I mean, those are fun too. Well, and I think my lessons are a little different because I generally go to their house.
Yeah.
Or they're at my house. And so it's not a studio.
Yeah.
So the setting is a little more casual, which I think lends itself to to be more personal.
Yeah.
Which I have to be careful with that. Obviously, it's still a business, right? But it is really neat to get everybody together, and it's like this family time, and we eat, and I get to tell stories about their kids or just these adults or whatever. Yeah. And I enjoy those a lot. They can be stressful, but
for sure,
I have to get them to friggin' practice.
To show up
and practice and have me ready for the showcase.
See, I would be the dude that you would have lessons with and I would never practice, and I would show up to the showcase and I would make you look bad because I hadn't practiced and done anything, but I still get up there and try.
That's like my daily thing. Okay. Practice.
All right, I want to start closing up, but I just kind of spoke this idea of like practice, and like we talk about like following Jesus, and this whole thing is more kind of like a way of life, and there's a certain practice to it, right? And I think sometimes there can be a separation between this idea of being a Christian following Jesus and just the everydayness. So what would you say, what does it look like for you to just, this idea of practicing guitar, but like practice like following Jesus? What does that look like?
Sometimes it looks pretty bad.
You know? Yeah, I got it. For sure.
Well, it's so interesting because like I said, because of you and Scott and Dave and recently Craig, like seeing how y'all old guys live, and
we are old guys. We are old guys.
You're like not very much older than me at all. It's interesting how much my perspective has changed on faith, especially religion.
Yeah.
Right. It's almost gone out the window. I don't even.
Yeah.
That's just done.
Yeah.
About like, yes, it has a lot to do with how Jesus would do things and how he did things.
Yeah.
But also it's like, it's just how it should be.
Yeah.
Period. Like Jesus or not.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what's so interesting about it. Like, if you're not a Christian, should you love on people? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you are, should you? Yes. And so it's really easy once you look at it like that.
Yeah.
I think we sparse it out and be like, they're not Christians, so they don't do it of a riot or
whatever
nonsense. And so it's, whenever you think about it like that, to me, it's a little bit easier to say, okay, this is just how it should be.
Yeah.
And then we
tie
back to Jesus.
Yeah.
Right? And so
I love it.
I guess that's it. I don't know. Is
No,
that bad? Is that bad? You're my pastor.
No.
You gotta
like, dude, come on, man. No, I love it because I think sometimes we make it way harder than it's supposed to be, and it has to be.
Yeah.
Like there's a core central thing of like, no, like we're called to love people, and even people that aren't believe it, like this should be a core thing of who you are doing. But for us, there's we do this because we've had this person like.
And I think we would do it anyways.
Yeah.
But I think having this, like, with this reason and this thing to point back to, and it's once again, to me, it goes back to this, like, creative attitude of, like, I'm not talking about creation, but, like, seeing something that's larger. Mm-hmm. So I think whenever, as a creative person, I see something larger and then all the rest like falls in line. It's not,
but I think this idea. So like we talk about this idea, the definition that we use for spiritual formation a lot is this idea of being conformed to the image of Christ for the sake of others.
Yes.
And so the bigger picture, everything else, it's for the sake of others.
Yeah.
And I think once we begin to get that and understand that, it moves a sense of like growth and maturity in our lives where it's not just for us and whatever it is, but it's actually for the people in the world around us. Yeah.
And I find that interesting because it's just like, that's how we should give, whatever that looks like financially, with our actions,
your time, all those things.
And that's just humans, period, is for the sake of others, right?
Yeah.
I think this selflessness is super important. And I say that, I'm terrible about that. No. But, and I think that lends itself to this like spiritual thing, whatever you want to call that, like however you want to, And so I think it's the same thing. Whenever you start doing things for other people, it fulfills you in this, for me, the spiritual, way. But
I love it, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
This is awesome. I'm excited. Like this is our first one to have like interview. So Mitch is kind of like helping us figure this out. But man, our hope is that like this would be valuable to you just to see like. Dude, Mitch is an everyday person that's teaching guitar lessons, that's being a freaking rock star, that's doing all the things. But like in the midst of all of this, man, he's become intentional about like living a life, other reference instead of just self-reference all the time. I mean, we're all gonna start with it, but like, but there's, man, you do it really well. And
thanks.
Yeah.
Well, don't feel like it most of the time, but
anyways.
And I want to thank you for being my mentor and pastor and friend and all of it for so long.
Well, thank you.